Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Spirited Harmony. I'm Leslie Richards, your host. I'm thrilled you've decided to join me today as we embark on this journey together. Balancing work, parenting, and self-care can often feel like a juggling act, and trust me, I don't always get it right. I've been eager to launch this podcast for months, since June to be exact, but life has a way of slipping through our fingers. With the kids home for summer, work projects piling up, and the everyday hustle of mom life, time has a funny way of escaping us. But here we are, in October, and like I like to say, better late than never. Sometimes it's simply about getting started, no matter when. For those who don't know me yet, I'm a mom of 3, a freelance graphic designer and marketing specialist, and I work full-time as a recreation program supervisor for a senior community center. I'm passionate about yoga, running, reading, writing, and discovering new activities to keep my kids engaged. Oh, and amidst all this, I recently published my second children's book, Aurora, a heartwarming tale about a muskox who helped save Christmas. So yes, things have been busy, but it's all part of this beautiful, chaotic journey I call my life. Now let me share a bit more about why I started this podcast. As a busy mom juggling my career and family, I've recently realized how easy it is to let self-care slip through the cracks. Does it sound familiar? I know I can't be alone in this. Life can be overwhelming, but I want this podcast to be a supportive space where we can navigate the highs and lows of parenting together. Who else thinks regularly, I'll do this later? I originally wanted to start this podcast in June, and look at us now in October. Even with my wonderful husband, mom, and friends constantly reminding me to take care of myself, it tends to slip through the cracks. That's one of the reasons I wanted to get this together and start learning together. Let's make a habit of these small moments because we can't pour from an empty cup. Spirited Harmony grew from my own journey of balancing responsibilities while nurturing my creative side. I want to cultivate a community where we can share stories, explore fun do-it-yourself projects, and exchange self-care tips. Whether it's crafting with the kids, mental health strategies, or quick meal ideas, we'll dive into it all. I will be inviting on guest speakers to talk about self-care, parents sharing their stories of juggling lives, and mom besties that help keep you thankful and grounded. And I appreciate mine ever so much. If you're interested in being a guest or have ideas for a segment or activities, feel free to email me at spiritedessence3105@gmail.com. I welcome your feedback too, so let's connect. The importance of mindfulness. Now, before we get into our fun activities and tips, let's just take a moment to pause. You know what? There's no time that's greater than now. Let's take 5 deep breaths together. I know it might feel a little weird over a podcast, but trust me, it's worth our mental health. So sit up tall. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Let's do it again 4 more times. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Last one, make it a good one. Breathe in. And push all that happiness out into the universe as you breathe out. It's incredible how just a minute of focused breathing can help you be grounded, even if it's something small, like stepping outside for a breath of fresh air, or sneaking in a minute of mindfulness before the kids wake up. It matters. I often let it slip, but I'm really working on trying to make it a habit. And you should too. Don't underestimate those tiny moments. And let's create habits together. Fun fall kids crafts. Now, let's shift gears and dive into a fun fall project. Yes, I mean crafting, one of my favorite things to do. Something simple you can do with the kids and get them outside and have fun. Let's make fall leaf lanterns. This is a wonderful way to spend time with your kids and bring in the beauty of autumn indoors. You'll need a few simple materials. Some clean, empty glass jars. Mason jars work great in my opinion. Mod Podge or clear glue, a paintbrush, and colorful fall leaves. Now, if you don't have real leaves, you can always use the fabric or paper ones you can find at the craft store. Dollar Tree has the great fabric ones they always have each year. Here's how to do it. First, paint a thin layer of Mod Podge on the outside of your jar. Then have your kids press the leaves onto the jar, smoothing them down as you go. Once the leaves are arranged, paint another layer of Mod Podge over the top to seal them in. Let it dry completely, and voila! You've got a beautiful, glowing lantern to decorate your home. Pop a small candle inside, preferably LED, or if you want a real candle as well, and you've got the perfect cozy fall vibe. This is a fun and simple way to get creative with your kids while enjoying the changing of seasons. Yummy fall baking. And now, for all you fall lovers out there, what better way to cap off a cozy autumn day than with some pumpkin chocolate chip cookies? These are a huge hit in my house, and they're super easy to make. And I know, we should probably eat healthier and not always have sweet treats, but it is fall, and I do love pumpkin, so I wanted to share. Here's a quick version of the recipe. You'll need butter, sugar, brown sugar, vanilla, pumpkin puree, flour, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, ginger, an egg, and of course, chocolate chips. You'll mix up the wet ingredients, fold them into the dry ingredients, and then fold in the chocolate chips. Roll the dough into balls, pop them on a baking sheet, and bake for about 12 to 15 minutes on 350 degrees. Trust me, your house will smell so amazing, and your kids and partner will thank you. If you want the full recipe, I'll have it posted on my blog after this episode. My blog information will be with the podcast, so make sure to check it out if you want to bake them at home this weekend. It's the perfect treat for those crisp fall afternoons with a good glass of milk. And remember, when looking at how many chocolate chips you're supposed to put in, I know the recipe says 1 cup, but who really measures? You measure those with your heart. Reading for self-care. Talking about self-care, one of my favorite ways to take care of myself is by reading. I love to dive into a good book. And granted, it's not always where I'm holding it in my hand, but maybe just with an earbud in my ear. Especially with mom life, or parenting in general, because I know dads are pretty much the same. It's hard to sit down and read a book all the time. But it's nice to hear a story and have that imagination. Books can be like a mini vacation for your brain, right? They let your imagination run wild, offer a chance to escape, or even give you fresh perspectives on life. And let's face it, when you're in the middle of a hectic day, diving into a good book can be just a mental reset that you need. Lately, I've been enjoying some really great reads. I just finished Listen for a Lie by Amy Tintera, Life Impossible by Matt Haig, How to Age Disgracefully by Claire Pooley, Husbands by Holly Gramazio, and The Wedding People by Alison Espache. Each book had its own way of pulling me into its world, and honestly, it kept me turning the pages, or at least pressing play, way past my bedtime. Now I want to hear from you. What have you been reading lately? What is your self-care reading loves? Have you read any of these books? Or do you have something amazing I should add to my next reading list? Finding a great local book club is always a fun way to share the joy of reading. So if you've got suggestions or want to chat about any of these, drop me a line. Let's make this conversation, because after all, connecting with others is the part of joy that's really this wonderful life we live. A moment of positivity. Before we wrap up today, I want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for giving me your time, for letting me hang out with you for these few moments. Life is chaotic, hectic, and especially as parents. But the fact that you're here and you're listening means you're taking time for yourself, and that's something to be proud of. Be proud of what you've done today, no matter how small. Every bit counts. Be proud of the beauty you bring to this world every day, being just you. You're truly a rock star. Remember, it's all about finding balance, even if it doesn't have to happen perfectly every day. I'm grateful to have all of you on this journey with me, and I hope we can keep learning and growing together. Thank you so much for joining me on this very first episode of Spirited Harmony. I'm really excited for the episodes to come. We'll have some fun guest speakers and hear their insights of life and their parenting tips and how they keep their sanity. Next time, we'll also dive into more fall craft activities, as well as other ways that we can carve out time for self-care, even if it's just a quick 5-minute break. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. It really helps me reach more people, and we'd love to always build the community. And don't forget to share it with fellow parents who could use a little balance in their lives. Until next time, keep taking care of yourselves. Stay creative and embrace the chaos with joy and grace. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time on Spirited Harmony. Sending love and sunshine. Bye, guys.